Right, welcome back to week 2 of Adventures with Fanny. Here's me sitting in the front of Fanny at the moment, and thought I'd give you an update of where we are this week. It's been a hugely frustrating week for me all in, to be honest, but we are making slow progress so far. I'll cut into the video with some various pictures as we go, just to let you see where we are with the updates. First thing I tackled this week was getting the Hydrate 80 by Built Hamber applied into the van, so that's just the rust converter. Once I'd done the rust converter, I then got to work with some Hammerite primer. Used a full 250ml tin of that and then ran out. Of course, you can't get it locally, so I have ordered that online. I'm waiting for that to come to finish the back doors. So this is a product called Hydrate 80 by Built Hamber that I'm using just now, and it's basically going over all the areas of bare metal that you can see here, some of the rustier spots if you like, or that have the potential to develop rust. And I'm just going over them with this, and there'll be one coat, and then half an hour later second coat. So it should be easy to see if there's any rust spots on the van from that point, at which point I'll then apply a primer and get the primer done, and then I can get this painted all white. Some might say that's a bit overkill if it's going to be hidden behind other panels on the van anyway, but I'd rather know that what was underneath my fitment when it gets complete, that it's in good condition. So this will give me some level of peace of mind, at least for the next few years, that everything is tickety-boo underneath here. So here's what it looks like in the van with the Hydrate 80 applied and cured. You can see the kind of creamy colour bits are okay. There's no sign of any rust or change in the chemical composition there. But then when you get to the nastier bits, you know, we pick up that kind of pink tinge that's on that area there. Certainly looks a lot more rough than it did before we started painting it on, but that's kind of the purpose, is to highlight these areas and get them protected. So here's the Hammerite #1 rust beater in grey that I was using to go over the top of the Hydrate 80. You can see it all just in the time-lapse videos here, just covering all the stuff from the Hydrate 80, getting it prepped and ready for white paint. Once I get the back doors done, then I will be putting down some paint, just basic white paint there. I went into a shop today, well I phoned them up actually, and asked for a litre tub of white automotive paint, gave them the paint code, and I was quoted £350 for a litre of paint. So they got told to ram it, and I'll try and find somewhere else that I can get something a bit cheaper than that. If not, I'll just resort to Hammerite. Seems to work for the majority of builders. I wanted to do it properly, but I'm not spending that kind of cash. So that got the Hydrate 80 and the rust prep. That's the updates with where we are there. I have installed some sound deadening, some Dodo Mat Deaden. Ordered 20 sheets of that online, thought that'll be plenty. It's not, so again, waiting for more supplies of that to arrive. So hopefully not too long before I get hold of that. I did order a spare wheel carrier, did this maybe a week and a half ago, and got hold of that. It arrived unprepped, if you like, or unfinished, so I've arranged for that to be powder coated, which again has been done. Company that I used in Elgin, SKS, quoted me a week to do the job, and within 24 hours they were on the phone saying that it had been done. So top marks to SKS in Elgin. So I've got that wheel carrier ready to go on, but I've also got 4 replacement hinges that I want to get installed. So they needed done when I bought the van, and the previous owner had already ordered them. He sent them up to me. Again, they just arrived galvanised, so rather than opting for any powder coating on them, because you've got the moving surface there around the hinge pin, Decided that I would just rattle can them basically. So I've had some acid etch primer, and then the colour for the hinges, and then a clear cap lacquer on top of that. So those hinges are all prepped and ready to go now. Was about to install the new hinges yesterday and realised that to get access to the lower hinges and the back door, I have to remove quite a substantial amount of the rear bumper. And with the trim pins that are used, it's square head trim pins for the Peugeots. Didn't have any of them to hand and didn't want to risk having the bumper hanging off or not be able to use the van in the meantime. So I've ordered some trim pins there, and I'll get that off, hinges fitted. Once the hinges are fitted, then I'll get the wheel carrier fitted as well. Most of my week has been like that, just trying to sequence things, getting them into the right order there. I did have what's probably the most exciting part of the build so far for me, was my new wheels have arrived. Like everything else though, with the sequencing, I don't want to put the wheels on until I've got the windows cut so that they don't get any shards of metal anywhere near them or on the floor rolling over them. So I'm going to hold on to them, and they'll be revealed once I get the windows cut in. But they lay them in front of the van, and it makes a huge difference to the look, so I'm excited about putting them on. What else have we got? I ordered 2 windows last week, before I done the video last week, and they have arrived. They arrived yesterday. Unfortunately, one of them is in about 1 million pieces, as you'll see from the picture that I'm about to put on. I know something you don't know. This is one of my new windows. It's very fragile. Yeah, let's take you around this side. So have a little peek in here. That's my new window. I guess we're not fitting this one. Bollocks. So I got in touch with Paul from Leisure Vehicle Windows. He's been really good. Explained the issue to him, and he's arranged for another window to make its way to me. When that'll arrive, I don't know, but unfortunately for me, that's the window that I wanted to fit first as well. It's the one for the sliding door, so if I do cut through the skin of the door and cock it up, then at least I'd be able to get hold of a replacement door. I do have the window for behind me here on the driver's side, which I could go for fitting. But if I do that and cock it up, then we're in big trouble at that point. So I'd rather practice on the sliding door. So I'll wait a few days, and then hopefully when that arrives, I'll get going with that. Another big purchase this week. Got all my electrical gear ordered. So I was going to go for a setup from an eBay seller that's basically packaged a whole load of Victron gear onto a pre-made board, and would have been fit for the vehicle, so a custom fit. Really impressed with the price from him, and looked good, but just wasn't quite the right dimensions for the board for where I wanted it to go. So I got in touch with Nohma, nohma.com. They are a very reputable company. Basically filled in a 10-minute questionnaire for them about the uses that I would have for the electrical system, what kind of appliances we would be using, that sort of thing. And within half an hour, I had an email back from them saying, right, this is the system that we'd recommend that you go for. It was different to the one that I was originally speccing. So I had a bit of head scratching to do there. Did I really want to go down that route? Basically, there was two options of a 12 volt system or a 24 volt system. So actually the battery arrived today for that system. So it's a Fogstar Drift Gen 2 battery that I went for. It weighs 52 kilos, so it's a big unit. Guy waddled up to the door with it to deliver it, rang the Ring doorbell, and then proceeded to essentially drop the battery to the floor. So I saw it bounce on the video, which wasn't great. But I've got no way of actually checking to see if that's still intact and working at the moment. Packaging isn't damaged or anything like that, but it's sitting there and will remain that way for a good few weeks yet, I would imagine, before I get around to actually installing any of the electrics. And the rest of the electrics haven't arrived yet. That'll be here towards the tail end of next week. But that comes fully supported, so they've got schematic diagrams. They've supplied all the cabling for me, all the wiring that I'll need as well. So what can go wrong? We'll see. If anyone knows me and electrics, then they might be having a chuckle to themselves at the moment, because I don't have the best reputation in that sense. But that's what I'm here for just now, is to learn all these new things and hopefully get them all sorted. So just another couple of things. What do I have? Well, I had a wasted trip to Inverness this morning. I have been trying to source some 12mm poplar plywood, and none of the local companies seem to stock it, although I did manage to find one in Inverness today, so took off through to Inverness specifically for that. Arrived in store, even though it said that it was in stock in their warehouse. When I arrived, I said, "Oh, we don't deal in poplar plywood. That's a special order. You'd have to get that ordered in." So I was about to turn back home. Like I say, wasted journey. Just a couple of hours out of my day, but it's time that I could have been spending doing other things, you know. While I was in Inverness as well, I thought I'd try and pick up some of the adhesives and sealants that I'll be needing for the job. Couldn't find any of them in town either at the shops that I went to, so I've basically come back home and I've ordered some bits and bobs from Amazon just to get me set up for future jobs rather than being hanging around and waiting for days for them to come, like I'll be with the Dodo mat and the second tub hammerite as well. So I think that's where we are at the moment. That is a frustrating week I've had. In terms of the look of the van, there's not much has changed in this week, I don't think. But I've got high hopes for next week. So I appreciate that everyone's tuned in so far. Really like the fact that we're getting a bit of coverage there online. So please do keep on liking, sharing, subscribing. All these things help the algorithm for growing our audience here, basically. So everyone can get to see what a dick of myself I'm making. So yeah, please do just keep on linking, subscribing, and let's see if we can grow the channel. Until the next time, that's me leaving Fanny.